Some houses are haunted by a ghost, but what if the entire property was alive and hated you? What you're about to hear is a real-life paranormal case so disturbing it forced an entire family to flee in the middle of the night. This is the true story of the Hinsdale house. Watch till the end and ask yourself, would you have stayed even one more night? In 1973, the Dandy family, Clara and Phil with their 4 children, moved into a small white farmhouse nestled deep in the woods of Hinsdale, New York. The house was old, but beautiful, secluded, peaceful. They were looking for a fresh start, but within days of moving in, things turned wrong. It started with strange feelings, like being watched. Then came the noises, knocking on the walls, voices coming from empty rooms, the sound of footsteps in the attic, even though the attic was sealed. Part 2. Apparitions in the trees. One night, Clara was outside hanging laundry when she saw something moving in the woods, a tall, dark shape, like a man, just standing there. But when she called out, it didn't move. Instead, it disappeared, instantly. Then came more sightings. Phil saw a woman in white floating outside the second-floor window. The children saw faces in the mirrors, not their own. And one night, their daughter whispered, "There's a man in my closet. He keeps smiling, but his mouth doesn't move." Terrified, the Dandies reached out to a local priest, Father Alphonsus, who was experienced in spiritual warfare. He visited the house and immediately sensed something was wrong. He performed a blessing, but said it wasn't enough. "This house," he warned, "is infested. Not just haunted. The land, the structure, it's all infected." He returned days later with a full exorcism team. During the ritual, the house shook, windows shattered, lights exploded, and all the investigators reported seeing the same thing. A tall black figure in the corner of the room, with no face, just an emptiness where a person should be. The exorcism didn't work. In fact, the activity got worse. One night, the family woke to find all the kitchen chairs stacked upside down on the table, perfectly balanced. Objects moved on their own. A cross on the wall turned upside down in front of Clara. Phone calls would come in with only static and distant screaming on the other end. Then, the most disturbing event. Clara awoke one night to see Phil levitating off the bed, eyes wide open, completely unresponsive. When she screamed, he fell and remembered nothing. They were losing their minds, and the house seemed to enjoy it. The final straw came in late 1974. The family was sitting in the living room when a dark mist began to spread across the ceiling. It smelled like sulfur, and from within it, they heard growling, deep, guttural, and not of any animal they'd ever known. Their youngest son began to speak in a voice that wasn't his, quoting Latin passages he had never learned. The walls began to bleed. That night, the family packed what they could and fled the house forever. The Hinsdale house remained empty for years. People who explored the area reported getting sick, hearing voices, or seeing shadow figures watching from the woods. It was later purchased by a paranormal investigator, and to this day it's used for ghost hunts and overnight investigations. But everyone who enters reports the same feelings: nausea, oppressive fear, the sense that something ancient and hateful still resides there. Some believe the house sits on a Native American burial ground. Others think it was the site of ritual sacrifices long before settlers came. But no one has ever lived there peacefully again, because whatever haunts the Hinsdale house doesn't want to be left alone. It wants to be witnessed. Today, the Hinsdale house remains one of the most active paranormal locations in America. You can visit it, or even stay the night. But if you do, don't go alone. If this story chilled you, give it a like, comment below with your own real-life experiences, and subscribe for more terrifying true stories every week. Until next time, lock your doors and trust your fear.